Since it was that Allah mentioned the blasphemers and their deeds and the threat to punish them, He balanced that by mentioning the believers and their deeds and their glad tidings. And that's throughout the Quran. You would find in the Quran, Allah mentions something or some topic, and then He would mention the contrary to that. So, just to recap quickly here, uh, we saw we saw in the 17th ayah that extensive metaphor about the hypocrite who's like someone who kindled fire in darkness, or that their case is like some people caught in a downpour from the sky. So those are the hypocrites. And Allah tells us about the dissonance, yani the conflict that they have in themselves when they hear the religion. Uh, they hear the religion, but they still don't accept. And this surah goes on to challenge the kuffar to bring something similar to the shortest, even the shortest surah, to a single, let's say, to a single surah of the Quran. So that's going to include even the shortest surah of the Quran, which is Surah Al-Kawthar, and that they won't be able to do so, and they are threatened with hell. Okay, so this is where we are now. So since Allah mentioned the blasphemers and their deeds and the threat to punish them, He balanced that by mentioning the believers and their deeds and their tidings. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وبشر الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات أن لهم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار. Let me send y'all this file actually. I just updated it. Okay, I just sent the PDF to the both of you. And give glad tidings to those who believed and did righteous deeds. They did righteous deeds. What are the righteous deeds? The obligations and the voluntary good deeds. Give glad tidings to those who believed and they did righteous deeds. Not just they believed. If they believed only, that's enough for them to enter paradise eventually. Won't save them from going to hell though. Just believing only. But it is believing and being a pious Muslim that will keep you out of hell altogether. Give glad tidings to those who believed and did righteous deeds. أن لهم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار, that they shall have gardens flowing beneath which are streams on the ground. أن لهم, yani that they shall have, that's how it's translated here, that they shall have, that makes it future. But the wording of the ayah really is saying that they have, it's theirs. Yani, if I want to be even closer to literal translation, then it would be saying, give glad tidings to those who believed and did righteous deeds, that gardens flowing beneath which are streams on the ground are theirs. Yani, that gardens with flowing streams on the ground are theirs. Should be comma there. So that gardens, comma, flowing beneath which are streams on the ground, comma, are theirs. Lahum and lahum. It's theirs. It's for them, as opposed to they shall have. وبشر الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات أن لهم جنات. And give glad tidings to those who believed and did righteous deeds, that جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار, that gardens flowing beneath which are streams on the ground are theirs. Yani, but it does mean at the time of the Prophet being commanded to tell them that they shall have it. And don't forget, uh, in paradise, when the believers are in paradise and they are reciting the Quran in paradise, then those things will be for the present, for example, or the past. Yeah, it's relative. So, for example, something's going to be mentioned now. We are now in the dunya. Something's going to be mentioned in the Quran about what will happen on Judgment Day. So that means shall be, because Judgment Day didn't happen yet. But when the believers are in paradise and they recite that in the Quran, it's going to be for the past, because they're going to be in paradise after Judgment Day. So it's going to be in the past for them. Same Quran, but the meaning is going to be for the past for them. Now, the way it's worded is that it's theirs, not shall be, but it is for the future by regarding that the Prophet was commanded to tell them that now in the dunya about something that they will have in the afterlife. When they are in the afterlife, it's not going to be future tense anymore for them when they are reciting it. Only if they say for then, when they were commanded, it's future for then. But now we are in the gardens, we have them. كلما رزقوا منها من ثمرة رزقا قالوا هذا الذي رزقنا من قبل. Whenever they are given provision from the trees of those gardens, كلما رزقوا منها, whenever they are given provision from the trees of those gardens, من ثمرة الرزق, from fruit as provision, قالوا هذا الذي قالوا هذا الذي رزقنا من قبل, they say this is heaven's version of what we were provided before on earth. And they say this is what we were provided before. Yani heaven's version of it. Yes, Yani, it's they recognize something. In paradise, they shall have fruits that they recognize, but they will also have fruits that they never knew about. And they recognize it, but not its flavor. It won't be the same flavor. Rather, it will be something that they recognize. Doesn't even yani, doesn't mean it has to be exactly like you see it, like like how we see it now. Like for example, if you saw a Great Dane, the dog, really big one, if you saw it, you'd say that's a dog. You know, yani, you know it's a dog when you see it. Oh, and if you saw one of those little stubby dogs and his face is smashed in, it's like it doesn't have long snout, has like short snout. It doesn't look like a Great Dane, but when you see it, you still know it's a dog. Say this is a dog and this is a dog. Their shapes are drastically different. But Allah makes you recognize that they are from the same thing, even they look so different. Something like this. I'm trying to give you an idea here. Doesn't mean when they say this is what we were provided with before. Doesn't mean it's exactly. You see a banana now, it's exactly like that then. Rather, it is. They will recognize it. To say it that way, I think that's clear. They will recognize it. Doesn't mean it's going to be exactly the same. And they are happy about this. Why? What's so happy about that? Because the human being likes what he knows. The human being is comfortable with what is familiar, so he will find pleasure in that. So, yani, they experience nostalgia, means the feeling of as some pleasure that they feel from something that they recognize from before. وَأُتُوا بِهِ مُتَشَابِهًا, and they shall be given that provision with the appearance of the fruit of the earthly life, but not the flavor. Mutashabiha. وَأُتُوا بِهِ, they shall be given. Mutashabiha, similar. What does it mean, mutashabiha here? Similar, meaning having the appearance of the fruits of the dunya. Doesn't mean necessarily here 100%. It means they recognize it. And the flavor is not the same. وَلَهُمْ فِيهَا أَزْوَاجٌ مُطَهَّرَةٌ, and they shall have therein wives purified from menses and from every repulsive substance. Yani, like they don't have runny noses, and that's for the men too. They don't have runny noses in there. And the women don't menstruate there. And nothing is disgusting in paradise. The people, they don't urinate or defecate. Rather, they will sweat, and their sweat will be like musk. Yes. Okay. Yeah. وَلَهُمْ فِيهَا أَزْوَاجٌ مُطَهَّرَةٌ, and it says they shall have, let's just say they have therein. وَلَهُمْ فِيهَا, and they have therein أَزْوَاجٌ مُطَهَّرَةٌ, wives purified. Yani purified wives. Purified from what? From menses and from every repulsive substance. Yani, the women of paradise do not menstruate. And they don't have any repulsive substance, and nor do the men. Repulsive, even they don't have runny noses. The people of paradise do not have runny noses. And they don't have any repulsive substance. They don't urinate or defecate. Rather, they sweat, and their sweat smells like musk. And they don't have semen, but they have a climax. And there is no repulsive smell in paradise. They're not having semen is because it's repulsive. There is nothing repulsive in paradise. وَهُمْ فِيهَا خَالِدُونَ, and they are therein immortals. Yani, staying there forever, never dying.